This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning, right back like we never left. Another W Show morning or Saturday morning, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. Like I say, every Saturday morning, I don't know where you've been, but we're here every Saturday morning, 100.1 FM, the W Show. Or if you're on social media, W Show KC on all social media platforms. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What's happening? Good morning. We all know YouTube, but we have a special guest in the building today. Yeah, Miss Mona Lee, KC legend, two-time Olympian, world champion. What's happening?
Not much. Just working.
Yeah, and it's Olympic time too.
Yes,
how have things been going for you?
They've been going pretty good. Jumping from job to job, but that's the coaching life.
Mm-hmm.
Back here, checking out my gym. I didn't get to see any of the kids, but I did Black Girl Joy yesterday with a bunch of girls. Brown Girl Joy,
mm-hmm.
and it was pretty fun. I got to talk to the kids and do some exercises.
Let's talk about just your transition from, amateur athletics to pro. That was a huge transition, going from Central High School and then going into college. And then going on to the Olympics. Just talk about just being in Kansas City and being at Central High School.
I feel like growing up here prepared me for going pro. Because I'm chasing after the guys. I play basketball with the guys. I would chase my brother, and we got like Maurice Green.
Yeah.
Those guys they were tough on me.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I made the Olympic trials out of high school.
Okay.
So I already knew what to expect in college.
Yeah.
And LSU, I chose LSU for a reason. They were better than me.
Mm-hmm.
Any other school, if I could beat anybody, I didn't want to go there.
Yeah.
From another IL prospect myself, from Seine High School, you went to Central. I wanted to kind of ask you, like, what is like playing at the being at the Olympic level, and that's like major. I played overseas 13 years, and that's still like what you accomplished is like way more than what I accomplished. So my question to you would be like, what do you tell your students? What do you tell your clients? Like, what do you tell the kids that you teach and that you train and to become like what you did?
Most of the time, I tell them first thing is to have fun, because if you're stressing about it, the training doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You want to stress because you want to be great, but if it's not fun, you start feeling everything, and it's like a downhill spiral, being depressed and stuff about something that you can't control. But if you really want to get at that level, the dedication, the commitment, you got to eat right. If coach say go to sleep, go to sleep. You go to the training room every day, even if you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Like that commitment that's a job. That's what I was paid to do.
Yeah.
Some people don't take that serious, but I was like, coach said, if you go to the Olympics and you run a personal best and you didn't do everything you were supposed to do, then you can be mad at yourself. But if you do everything you were supposed to do, like we told you, it's a script. You stick to that script, you get there and you do everything you could possibly do and you don't meddle, you still did your best and you know you did it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like the self-discipline thing.
Yeah.
That you gotta have.
That's the key. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. And we talk a lot about specifically just being overseas. I know we talked about that a lot. Was there any, because sometimes you get guys that go overseas, I know you mentioned it, that just feel like they can't cut it. They want to come back home. Yeah.
I mean, it's different for y'all. It's different because I mean, I'm an individual. We went on a team. We didn't have to. I didn't have to rely on people to win. I'll go over there and they're photographers jumping out the bushes on us.
Really?
It's like celebrity life over there. So I had a lot of fun. Free food everywhere. Everybody was always being nice. So it's different.
Yeah.
The stadiums
Crazy,
are full.
Bro. That's like the most like prestigious like athletic like moment of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it only happens every 4 years. So it's like when you're doing the Olympics, bro, that's like it's just so magnified, bro. It's like that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm sure it's amazing.
And you were a 2-time Olympian, so you went twice.
Yeah. It should have been 3, y'all. It should have been 3. But
Talk about the first time that you went. Was that 2008?
2004.
2004. Okay, yeah. And then you went back in 2008.
Yeah.
So in 2004, when you went, what were your expectations? Did you have any?
What was 2004? Athens?
Athens, Greece.
Athens.
I just was happy to be there.
Yeah.
And that's like the wrong mindset as a kid. You want to, you can be happy to be there, but you want to, like the second thing I was like, well, okay, I just need to get to the finals. And then if I get to the finals, then, I mean, it's not losing at that point. But in my mind, I never thought, okay, I need to medal. I was thinking about, I'm happy to be here. Let's get healthy. Let's do this. And I was like, man, I should have went in like, I'm about to just beat everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, wasn't confident then.
All right, so my question, I guess my next question to you would be, when you realized that you were a really fast sprinter, did you just have the goal to say, all right, I want to be an Olympian one day? Or was it just like, I want to run D1, I want to run track Division I, go to college? When did that Olympian, like being an Olympian type of mindset kick in? Like, when did that goal kick in?
In high school, first off, I thought I was going to the WNBA. I thought I was dunking on somebody.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, I'm winning state all the time, and everybody was like, you're going to the Olympics. I'm like, okay, I guess I will. But when it really hit me was when everybody in school started donating their lunch money for me to go to Olympic trials. And I was like, okay, now I gotta do it because everybody really wants me to go.
And so you talked about you didn't have the confidence, like seeing students, people at school and things like that. If that wasn't confirmation for you, where do you think the lack of confidence came from? Was it the inexperience, or do you think it was something else?
I feel like at first it was like an image thing. You seeing all these girls. Marion Jones is huge. She's like 5'11", 6 foot. Yeah. And then I'm 5'8", maybe 115 at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm running around like, man, I gotta get bigger. And then I realized I'm not gonna get bigger. I'm built like this.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing more smaller girls that are faster, like Allison Felix came along.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm cool. I'm cool the way I am. And I just had to be real confident with that. I get people all the time, you need to gain weight. You still ain't gaining weight. Man, I'm sorry. I'm still gonna be better than y'all at a lot of things. My confidence level changed so much from like high school and college.
Yeah.
So I guess my next question would be, who did you get started with?
I'm still like a huge fan with Jackie Joyner, and she's like my mentor.
Yeah.
And then every time I see Dan O'Brien, he's like,
yeah,
the decathlete, like he was the black
dance.
guy.
Yep.
The best
Everything.
athlete in the world. Every time I see him now, I'm like, I can't believe you're Dan O'Brien.
Yeah.
And we forget about Dan O'Brien too, like, because we talk about like the greatest athletes of all time, and we always say, all right, you can throw out there Serena. I know that's my greatest athlete of all time, and then people say LeBron or Kobe or Jordan or people like that, but they forget about Dan O'Brien, who did everything.
Everything.
They say, what's the hardest event in track? It's the decathlon.
Yeah.
And he did it.
And did it at a high level.
Yeah.
But I would like the first Olympics, I was like beelining to Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Because I would see him at Penn Relays every year. The whole team would come, and he was like, "Ain't you Mona?" I was like, "Oh, sure."
So that's the person that you.
I mean, I thought I used to play like him. Did you ever see me play basketball?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's who I wanted to be.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So then you go from 2004, and then you're at LSU, and while you're there, preparing for, at that point, were you preparing just everything for the Olympics, or were you more worried about college championships, or more just focused on getting back to the Olympics?
At LSU, I focused on school, which I was really bad at for a while.
Okay.
And then, I mean, if I felt like if I didn't score or win my races, nobody got a ring. So I was really focused on winning.
Yeah.
All the time. That was like the most stressful time of my life. But I mean, everybody else had to do it too.
You must have did all right down there.
It's all right.
Baton Rouge.
So was there a lot of pressure being at LSU, being one of the fastest women in the world? Like, was there a lot that pressure's like, man, I gotta always compete. I gotta always be better than the
I had
next
to always
one.
be at the top of my game
Yeah.
every time I lined up because everybody was gunning to beat me
Yep.
for a long time. And then I'm sitting there, I didn't talk at the time, still shy, you know.
Yeah.
Like the confidence was there, but it wasn't. And then eventually, like I said, I was just like, okay, now I just gotta act like everybody my brother, and I just gotta beat them. I could never beat my brother, but none of them were ever beating me. So I just had to attack it every time. And those second places hurt, but I mean, I made the team. So
Yeah. And then you get back to 08. Where was the Olympics in 08?
Beijing.
How was that? You wasn't just happy to be there at that point.
No, I was going to medal, and I should have. A lot of the stuff in the 100, Jamaica swept that year.
Yeah.
The girl next to me, love her to death. Her whole foot came off the blocks. I don't know why I saw it. I don't know why I was looking at it, but they didn't call it back. I thought they were going to call false start, bring everybody back. They did not. So I didn't even take off running. I was the last person out the blocks. That was my medal. I messed it up, not being focused at the beginning. And that's my one regret, because I know for a fact I won a medal.
That was a redeem team, yeah, I think. You're right.
that messed me up because I came back that next year and went 10-7. I should have medaled 10-8. That was nothing.
Yeah.
I was feeling, and then I went to the 200 a couple days later and I still PR'd. So I know for a fact I would have medaled, but great job to the Jamaicans.
Yeah.
I can't even hate on them.
And that was Usain Bolt's coming out time, wasn't it, too, around 08? Wasn't it? Yeah. So
and everybody was watching track then. That would have changed my life if I'd have medaled. It'd have been completely different. The sponsorships, the money, everything.
Yeah, everything changes.
That year was the year.
So that's like a Super Bowl for football, yeah.
Because, Bolt was big. Everybody, it was, I messed that up. Yeah. I beeline to Kobe that year.
Did you?
He was the one that was in the village. Nobody else was in the village. He came and hung out with all of us. And we had the little roll of camera.
I remember that.
I took it to Walgreens. Somebody stole the whole roll.
Really?
I don't have not one picture from that Olympics.
Wow.
They took all of them, and I had pictures with Marbury, everybody. That was fun.
Walgreens in Kansas City?
Yes.
So if y'all know whoever worked at Walgreens out there on 53rd, y'all know who got the photos.
They know.
So you after that you been doing some coaching, and also like some you work with like youth and helping them get faster.
Yeah.
How is that?
It's been fun. I enjoy working with the youth because they come in and they want to run back. They want to run fast. They want to go to college. Those are the ones that come here every day and show up. They might not eat well, but they'll be here. They'll complain a little bit, but they're going to do the whole workout. And the parents just leave them with me.
My question is, how does that make you feel? Like you see young, ambitious athletes that want to, learn from you and pick your brain about certain things, about how to become a faster runner and working on with their mechanics and stuff like that. Does it make you feel better when you leave your gym every single day?
It makes me happy. I feel like because somebody helped me, I feel like I had to help somebody here. That's why I built the gym. There's a lot of athletes that came in and can't pay. I'll still work with them. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because, I need money too, but if they're good and they really want it, I'll work with them. That's just how it goes now. I worked with Zaya Akins a little bit.
Okay.
And now she's at South Carolina.
Yeah.
And she'll still hit me up every once in a while. I was like, what do you think? Did you see it? And I'm like, hey, just listen to your coach. Right now I'm not coaching you. You got to do what he does. He's great. I don't want them calling me and they got a coach. I can understand if the coaches are really bad or something, but I still wouldn't step on anybody's toes.
Yeah.
I deal with that here. Feeling high school coaches feel like I'm stepping on their toes and coaching their athletes. But
why? When it's about kids, like I don't quite understand that. When you have, and I get it, like a lot of these coaches now, and it can be across all sports. It's like, all right, well, we don't want our kids that we coach talking to another coach because we feel like they're going to take that said player, right? When it's all, if it's about the kid and it's helping make them better, it shouldn't matter.
They better jump on the bandwagon. They can put that on their resume.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
All positive advice is always good, whether it's your head coach or another coach or whatever. Whatever. I feel like you said, it's for the kid, man. I don't understand that either. How coaches get mad if I'm telling them something that's going to help benefit him.
Yeah,
it's going to benefit you too if he's on your team.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I never understand that.
Yeah, I usually get them in like their off season anyway.
Mhm.
They'll rest, and then they'll come to me, and we'll do weights and stuff that you really don't do in high school.
Yeah.
And then they start their season right away, so they can't do that stuff. They just go into high school ready to run and ready to compete. And where the college coaches recruit them is at high school. So we want them to be their best there. I'm not messing with anybody once they go to their high school coach. I'll come to your meets and I'm cheer you on. But yeah, go listen to them.
What about other athletes that want to work with you? Like say for instance, with some baseball guys or some like football guys. Do you work with other athletes too?
My big brother CB, he coaches for Palestine. He worked with a few baseball players. I had maybe 2 baseball players when I first started out here. But I think the White Sox scouts came sometime this year to see a guy in the gym. It's like 3 of them.
Really?
And I was like, y'all didn't let me know.
Yeah.
These kids are good. And you got the twins that play in the NFL from here.
Yeah.
One
was at Tampa Bay. I can't remember what the other one went. Yeah.
So they worked with CB. They ran for Palestine. They were fast, which is crazy. They're huge now.
Yeah.
But we work with football players, and DJ is at UNLV playing football. We got a bunch of them out there. Soccer players.
Really?
It's a pro girl that trains here. I haven't met her. She follows me on Instagram. Yeah.
That's wild. Because I hear like guys or girls too, for that matter, talk about just, wanting to get faster and training outside of their sport. Because a lot of times that's how you can get better at something, is if you like work on your footwork or work on different things. But they just don't know about how to go about doing it.
And football is one of those sports where you kind of have to go outside of that to kind of get the conditioning. I mean, even your hip flexors. I know my shoulders and hips was always bad, playing in school. So you have to get that like track training to know how to, to stride right and things, huh?
Yeah. That's what Tyreek Hill was training with Al Hobson here for a long time. A lot of guys trained with Al Hobson, and during COVID, they were supposed to run Texas relay. I was ready. I was ready to see that. And the COVID year, probably the year after, we were trying to do street races.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Atlanta Track League, they'll put a track down the middle of the street.
Yeah.
People will just come run. We were trying to set that up, but it didn't work out. But that's still a goal of mine to do that here in the city. Get some of these football players to try to race. We gonna show them.
I mean, Xavier Worthy's another quick one, and he ran track.
So I remember the last time you were on the show, and we talked about Tyreek Hill saying that he could beat. I can't remember. Was it Usain Bolt? Yeah, and we said
the fastest man in the world.
Yeah.
If you can see my face.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we're going to dive into some headlines. Moon is going to be here with us. We'll be right back. This is the W Show.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors: classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show, use hashtag talk about it, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. We haven't talked about it today, so we'll get to it a little bit later. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
All right, so I know everyone has heard about the Raiders and using the Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes puppet. So Patrick Mahomes talked about that in his press conference. When was that? Yesterday. I had a chance to ask Patrick about the Raiders using the Kermit the Frog puppet. Let's hear what he had to say.
It's still early in the year. Kind of stuff like that happens. It'll get handled when it gets handled.
Patrick basically said it'll get handled when it gets handled. So I want to hear from y'all. What y'all think about that? Are the Raiders, are they kind of poking the bear there?
They're having fun at training camp.
Oh, okay. They're having fun.
Yeah, they're having fun.
I think it's good banter.
Like Chiefs fans had no issue with the guy that was working on the construction team in Vegas that put the jersey under the stadium. Like things like that were fine. But then pulling out, I mean, he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
He does.
That's funny. He sold curly wigs. That's funny.
Yes.
I mean, it's a division rival. What's the? Yeah, I don't see the problem.
I think it's good banter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good banter. But when you haven't beat a team that you're trying to beat, you don't go out there until you can actually compete with said team.
I think that's what they all do, though. Like
everybody
they all celebrating the touchdown and then they lose to us. So what does it matter?
Yeah.
It's the Raiders,
and it's the defending champions that are your rivals.
You don't want to. Here's the thing about that, and it's like the Raiders head coach said earlier this week too when he was asked about it. We don't want to put any bulletin board material out there to help. To give somebody that added fuel.
It's football.
You don't want that, but I mean, sometimes giants fall.
I feel like it's football, bro. They don't care about that.
Don't nobody
care about basketball where it's like one-on-one. It don't matter. I cannot guard Kobe. I cannot guard Jordan. I cannot guard Iverson. Leave him alone. This is football. If I can get back there and tackle him, I won't get to him.
They gotta do some hard work to get to him.
I mean, but hey, you know how football players are. They crazy.
And they're back-to-back champions. What do you mean?
You just don't do that to, just like last year. The Raiders were in pregame. They decided to stand on the Chiefs logo in the middle of the field. And
it's a rivalry.
Oh, okay.
You deal with it.
How is it a rivalry when it was a rivalry when it was more?
It's still a rivalry either way it goes.
Okay.
You win a lot, it's still a rivalry. Like that don't mean nothing.
Yeah. Raytown versus Ray South.
They not beating me. It was me though.
No, exactly. And that's it. And I think that's the competitive spirit that you like to see. You like to see guys playing around, but then you like to see the response to it. Because I mean, Patrick's response is always very but then he gets on the field and he takes care of business. Like, and people understand that. But yeah, it's Chiefs fans got to quiet down.
I'm
this is
relax. All the Muffet babies at this point.
Yeah.
All of us coming out. I'm gonna be in my Kermit jersey.
Yeah.
They want to see. They're gonna lose to Kermit too.
Yeah.
That's me.
Look, all he got to do is wear like a Miss Piggy shirt underneath when he scores.
Yeah.
You know, so like he could do something like cool.
It's good for the sport. I mean, like face-offs in boxing. Like when they, you know what I'm saying, they get in each other's face and be talking stuff.
Yep.
It's the same thing.
And then
bro.
Patrick don't even be knowing how to do cool stuff. Like he did the count it like
that wasn't cool.
No, that wasn't cool.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of corny, but it worked out.
No, I'm not defending. I'm just asking the question.
He
sounds like Mona is too.
But no, I don't think it's a big deal. Like, cause I like the banter. I like to see guys have fun. And Steve, you're at training camp, so you know how like serious it is. But then they also try to take the time out to like play around, because again, you're trying to make a team. You're trying to make sure you're staying healthy. Like you've been on all summer. Like a lot of these guys really don't have a summer because you're shooting for the guy you making fun. Like they probably have had that in the gym all year. And guys have probably worn it in the weight room, the wig in the weight room. Like it's fun.
And
like have fun.
And think about the coach. Pierce is that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? He was a defensive player, so he's like
serious.
Yeah, we with the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to change the culture around there.
He didn't back that one though.
It don't matter.
He backpedaled on this one.
It's fine.
He has to for the cameras.
Does he?
Yeah. You have to.
Oh, he hasn't done it in front of the cameras up until this point.
Because you don't, like, as a coach, you can't. And I think a lot of coaches learn from like the Greg Normans and the what was it, the head hunting thing that they had in New Orleans, when figuratively speaking, you're going out to knock their head off.
Yeah.
And then people recorded that thinking that it's like they're really gonna go out there and behead each other. Like, no. Like they're hyping each other up. Like this isn't literal. So again, for the cameras, as a coach, you have to say, we don't want to, and I'm sure Andy does that in your closed door meetings. You know, I want you to bite their what did the Detroit Lions say? We're gonna bite their kneecaps off. Like it's the little rah guy. Like you probably say stuff like that behind closed doors, but then in front of the media, it's the Bill Belichick approach. You know.
And one coach that should have taken the Bill Belichick approach in front of the media is UCLA football coach DeShaun Foster. He went viral after awkward Big Ten Media Day speech. So DeShaun Foster was kind of awkward in front of the media earlier this week. Let's see what he had to say.
Coach Foster, welcome to the Big Ten. We'll begin with your opening statement.
How you guys doing? I'm happy to be here. Glad to be a part of this great conference. Finally putting two great emblems together, UCLA and the Big Ten. We're a school that's won, 123 championships, so this fits us being right in this conference. Football-wise, we're just excited. You know, I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but our football program, but we're in LA. It's us and USC. We I'm just basically excited, really. That's it. Any questions?
In a second.
I mean, I get it, because you know sometimes the edible hits at the wrong time. Like it hits you mid. Like he probably took it 30 minutes before the press conference, and then it happened to hit him quicker.
I mean, that was a instance where I feel like he was up all night thinking about what he was gonna say. He got out there and choked. He just forgot. He forgot his. He forgot his lines.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he didn't want to go out there with a piece of paper, because who wants to go out there with a piece of paper? He just forgot his lines, bro.
Not a rambler.
Yeah, no.
I'm
sure he's a good coach because they hired him.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they're going to probably do well. But I forgot that UCLA was going to the Big Ten, though, for sure. I forgot about that. But that just looks weird. right now to me, and it's gonna take a while for me to, you know what I'm saying, get that. But I just think he forgot his line.
And sometimes people just aren't great orators. Like a lot of people aren't great at speaking and putting together, you know, sentences and things like that, and especially in front of a lot of cameras, a lot of things like that. And I believe that more than the edibles. Like, I believe he was probably just tired, really excited, really anxious, and then he gets in a moment and it just kind of freezes up. And sometimes you have that. Like, we've seen athletes have that. My favorite quarterback, Donovan McNabb, had that in his first Super Bowl against the Patriots, like throwing up on the middle of the field, and people looking at him like, but it's like sometimes moments just get really big and your body tenses up.
I feel like he was up all night, like, all right, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say this. It's my introduction part. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna leave with that. And it's like a battle rapper. They choke sometimes. They forget they line.
As coaches, and you both are current coaches. Does this kind of have a negative impact on you or your program? Start with you.
Looking at him as a head coach?
Yeah.
No, because I understand. Yeah. I get up there plenty of times. Like, even speaking yesterday, if the kids wouldn't ask me questions, I probably would have froze up. But I mean, at least I smiled. Like, that's the one thing they said, just keep smiling and then just try to ramble. I'm not a rambler. Yeah. So if somebody's not asking me a question or gave me a topic, I'd probably 2 seconds.
I think it's a definite for sure no for me. Like I said, I just think he forgot what he was going to say. Mm-hmm. He probably had it all, you know, written down and everything like that the day before or a couple of days before. But I think at the end of the day, it's all about his production on the field. Like, if they're going to go out there and win football games, then that right there is going to be forgotten.
Yeah, his next one won't be like that.
No, there's going to be a lot of more questions.
Here's my thing, and I've been to a bunch of these, and I'm sure you guys have too, of coaches having to do the press conference. And if you run out of stuff to say, just say, all right, I'm opening it up to questions. Go. Who's up first? If the first thing is like, hey, I'm so and so or UCLA, we're at the Big Ten now. I'm opening it up to questions. Go first. That would have eliminated all the
pause.
He had the tooth thing that got me with the tooth smack. He
was trying to remember. He's like, damn, what did I say?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
USC's from UL. I'm like, bro,
you gotta have that note card. I've learned you gotta have that note card with the bullet points. If you ain't good, or on your phone, it's like,
you just need some notes on the phone.
Got to.
Yeah.
Sean will be better next time. I'm gonna call him Shawnee. Shawnee boy, he'll be better next time.
All right, LeBron James and Coco Gauff, they sailed down to Seine in Paris as they led the team in 2024 Summer Olympics opening ceremony. Do you remember who wore the white jackets when you were, or who led the team, the flag bearers, when you were in Olympics?
I remember one of the track guys did. I think that was Beijing.
Okay.
He was like a refugee that ended up becoming American.
Really?
So that was a big deal for everybody.
Yeah.
We wanted him to do that. But I don't really remember. I was running around trading pins and taking pictures.
That they stole from Walgreens.
Yes. I still got my pins, but they stole the one I got from Yao Ming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
Man,
Coco
Walgreens
Gauff
coming for y'all.
Coco Gauff was kind of starstruck seeing LeBron. Let's take a look.
This right here, this is number one right here.
Yeah, this is
crazy.
Right here. Yeah. This is crazy. With LeBron James.
That's incredible.
With LeBron James.
That's incredible.
Like, cause she grew up in that meme era, LeBron.
Yeah, she did. She did. And there were some cool pictures that floated around on social media of LeBron holding the flag. And one that kind of caught my eye was LeBron holding the flag and George Washington. They said that he's leading his troops in the battle because they were in the rain, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Not a LeBron fan over here, so
nothing, bro.
Okay.
Nothing, bro. 08.
Yeah. But what can you remember about, other than the flag bearer, about the opening ceremony?
It took a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We were exhausted. At least we had good weather. But once you were out there, it was just like so many people, and they were all cheering. We were near Iraq. Like, I don't know how it happened. Like, they were passing us, and then like we waved at each other. It was like a moment in history that you really wouldn't see because of all the wars and stuff they got going on. They separated us in the village, but somehow we came together for that. That was pretty cool.
All right, I want to get down to the nitty gritty of some things now. So tell me the experience. Like, how was it? Like, was y'all going out, kicking it, hanging out? Like, what was y'all doing?
In the village, they had like a big game area. Anything you wanted to do, video games, pool, everything. You had all the nationalities type of food in the cafeteria, and most of the time people just ate McDonald's.
Did it taste the same? Was it the same McDonald's as over here?
It's the same, but then they had like other stuff from other countries. Like,
Okay.
they had corn in a cup. I like corn, so I was just eating the corn, walking around. It's like, you got to stop eating it. I was like, all right, But I mean, anything you can think of, they had it.
So I understand. Like the Olympics, you got to make sure that you tip top shape. You're doing all this and doing all this. But was it like a lockdown situation? Like y'all was in a bubble? Like y'all can't go nowhere, can't do nothing, be in the bed at 10, wake up at 4. Like
if you're doing all that at the Olympics, you're not trying to win. But
lock in.
It was some people like I when I wasn't running and I just wanted to kind of relax, I would just sit out in front of our house, and next thing you know, it was called the block. I had my stoop, and everybody just come by, and either they want to trade jerseys or this and that, or we just all sit out there and just meet everybody. But other than that, I mean, I ran the entire time. You had the 100, the 200, and the 4x1. That's the 4x1 is the last day.
I feel like it's like the individual sports like categories, like y'all got to be more like tied down, locked in, and focused. But if we the basketball team, and I know I can depend on Q to hit that 3 for me, I know Steve gonna rebound for me. I can do a little.
You gonna take exercise.
You know what I'm saying? I can go hit the Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On Rue Day, pause.
Depending on where y'all are, as NBA players, you can't just go out in town. Y'all gonna get swarmed.
Yeah, you get swarmed.
They didn't even stay in the village with us. They stayed on a yacht somewhere.
Yeah.
They came into the village and they went up and they was all, up away from us. And then when they came down, they were in the front. Like you can see, you had the celebrities walking, and then you had everybody else. They were separated.
Yeah. If I'm on the redeem team, though, I'm doing some sightseeing.
Yeah, I saw
because it's 13 of us, 15 of us.
They show Steph Curry on, I guess the NBA has a social media team following the NBA guys, and Steph Curry was in like a shoe store. And they were showing, I don't know if I saw it on social media, where he was in a shoe store and he was like looking at the jerseys, and it was like a young lady came up and like picked up a Steph Curry jersey. He's like, yeah, you need to get that one. And it took everybody a long time before they even figured out. Like he had a hat on, no glasses, but they didn't figure out, because I mean, Steph's 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
You don't really know.
You're not expecting him to be that tall because he looks like a kid.
And then he was walking around like in the city. Nobody knew who he was.
In France, like, basketball is not a big deal.
They loved
but didn't they play well against them? Like
they did.
Yeah,
they did.
I mean, I think the NBA guys, like, they love that, to be able to walk around and be free. You know what I'm saying? That's why they go overseas a lot, so they can have that freedom. Because he can't go to Oak Park Mall.
No,
and be like, hey, get this jersey.
No, it'd be a flash mob.
It'd be a line all the way to the cookie store.
Man,
the soccer players can't go anywhere. That's just different over there.
Yeah, that's
NBA
true.
NBA different, soccer's different, track is different.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you play soccer, you gonna get mobbed.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So a couple of new NFL quarterbacks have some new deals. So Jordan Love, he agreed to a record 4-year, $220 million contract extension.
Deserved.
Tua Tagovailoa, he agreed to 4-year, $212.4 million contract extension. So Jordan Love is now the highest paid quarterback per year in the league. He gets $55 million per year with $155 million guaranteed and a $75 million signing bonus. So Tua gets $212.4 million, $53.1 million per year, a little short of Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, which was in their annual deals. He comes in with $167.1 million guaranteed. Q, what do you think about this, man? Because I know we talk about QBs all the time and what they're getting paid, and especially Tua. He's been on our radar these past couple years. We watched Jordan Love go out and beat Patrick Mahomes in Green Bay, and we watched him beat Dallas and Dak Prescott, who also is looking for a new deal to knock them out of the playoffs. What do you think about these?
Is both of those contracts are deserved, and especially when you look at where those franchises were previous to drafting them. The Dolphins had a carousel of quarterbacks that they just couldn't land, and now they have a guy that can take them to the playoffs. I mean, he hasn't really won, but I mean, who's going to win in the negative 30-degree temperatures on the road? But then Jordan Love, like you talk about him coming in, being the backup, very similar story to Patrick. When you look at a guy that had to sit behind the starter, had to sit behind a guy that
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. And then you come in. No,
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
I'm saying he had to sit behind somebody. No.
I was about to say, let's wrap this up.
No.
It's about to be time to wrap this up.
You won't hear me talk about Alex Smith in that.
Ooh,
but
thank you.
But being able to have that, but then coming in to start and having, I mean, almost an instant turnaround. We remember the game that Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and then he comes in, looks very bad, and then about 10 months later, he comes in and looks like he's been there forever. So again, these contracts are deserved, and you want to see more of that, especially from the league in relation to black quarterbacks, and the barriers that they have faced and still face, quite frankly. But yeah, I love it for both of them because both of those guys are athletes that are dedicated to their craft, and they've turned teams around.
I agree. Like you said before, the Dolphins was trash in their division. Now you add some pieces over there. You got a guy, like you said, is dedicated because what's that? A year and a half ago, we didn't even know if he was going to play football anymore after he
that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
He bounced back way better than I think anybody expected. And as far as like the contracts, I mean, you got the quarterback right now is the person that's getting all the money.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like they gave DeShaun Watson $260 million.
All
and he didn't even
guaranteed.
play, all guaranteed.
Yeah.
So it's like once that happened, it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Here's the bar. So now, I feel like the owners and general managers are, I mean, they putting a lot of faith and confidence into the quarterback position. Then you got these rules where they're protecting them. So, I mean, you getting your money's worth. You know what I'm saying, with the rules and stuff that they putting in, implementing in the league to try to protect the quarterback a lot. So I mean, these guys are important people. They're huge assets to the team, and hey, you got to pay them. You got to pay them.
Yeah, in front of the show, Darius is on our social media feed. If you're watching us on social media, appreciate it. If you're listening to us in your car, 100.1 FM, we appreciate you. He said, I'm all about getting that money, but these QBs get next up deals, but the wide receivers and running backs have to hold out. Top 3 money for bottom half QBs is remarkable.
I mean, I think because wide receivers and running backs are the most to get that like it's easier for them to get injured every play. You know what I'm saying? They run into each other, smacking into each front, and I think that's why.
I mean, a lot of that.
I don't want to.
A lot of that is production as well. I mean, we all know the quarterback is the general on the field. He's like an extension of the head coach. So there's a lot more responsibility in that. Running backs and wide receivers, no disrespect to them, but they're more so, the specialty guys.
That's true.
The guys that are going to carry the heavy load. So we see that, but I mean, quarterbacks are going to make that money. And they put up with a lot. Like you literally have to stand there and wait for people to come smack you in the face.
Man,
Versus
no, honestly, no, seriously.
Yeah, like
they take a lot of boy. I like watching that show on Netflix. I didn't realize
QB.
Yeah, watching the QB, and then I mean, I just recently finished the receiver one. I mean, they be getting smacked too. Like them dudes is tough, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of those shows on Netflix, did you get a chance to watch The Sprinter?
I haven't.
Really?
I've seen a couple parts, but I haven't really sat down and watched TV.
Yeah, I fell asleep on like the first part, but it was pretty. It was the first what I watched.
I watched the first 2 episodes.
I'm in the second episode. I'm not talking to nothing, but I'm in the races.
Really?
You didn't see me?
No, I didn't get to that one.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's a 200 and it's a 100 race.
I'm in the beginning of the second one, like when Sha'Carri is talking.
Yeah, so as soon as they show that 200, I think it's the 200 with like Allison and
Yeah, I ain't got that far.
I'm a screenshot.
I seen the first one.
I got it.
The first one was more so talking about the guys.
Yeah. That's the one I fell asleep on that one.
Yeah, that was kind of boring.
It was.
It's gonna get good.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? But then in the second one, in the beginning, like they start talking about the Jamaican girls and stuff like that. So and then Sha'Carri. So I ain't finished that episode yet, but I'm gonna look for you.
I'm in there.
Central Blue Eagles.
Give me my acting credits.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Interscholastic League.
Oh, while we on that, y'all know Quincy Hall is from Kansas City. He's going in as number 1 in the 400 hurdles.
Really?
I said 400 meters. My bad. He was a 400 hurdler from Ray South.
Yeah, I remember Quincy Hall.
Oh, really?
That's
awesome.
He's going in as number 1 at the Olympics, y'all.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Didn't know.
Ain't nobody talking about him, but here I am.
Oh, look.
Yeah, wait, we're gonna talk about
gotta
him.
sound the alarm. Yeah.
He can win, y'all. I'm excited.
When is the 400 the last race? Is that?
It's not. I don't remember which day it starts, but I mean, it's coming up. He's gonna be on the 4x4 too.
Okay.
He gonna get a gold. We not losing.
He gonna get a gold.
All right.
We not losing.
Quincy, when you hear this, when you watch this, we want you to come and bring the gold medal with you.
Yeah.
Definitely. On the show.
The
show. Hey, an anonymous Lakers player has a harsh word for Bronny. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Says that Bronny is getting some special treatment. So one member of the Lakers Summer League squad had some unflattering things to say about the Lakers rookie. He said a player who was part of the Lakers Summer League, meaning Bronny, it was tough to enjoy hooping when he was around because the game was all centered around him. He said, he was treated somewhat apart, not like all of us. And it was very annoying as we didn't feel any chemistry in his group of players, the anonymous player said. He also said the more attention was given to Bronny, he didn't feel like he had the opportunity to showcase his potential. He said, I ended up being very frustrated because I never put in I never got put in the best situation or even put in some plays or game plans because they wanted Bronny to showcase his skills and shine. Yeah. He said, if you talk to any other player on the team, on that roster in the California Classic or the Summer League, most of them would tell you the same thing. The tensions were visible and pretty much how we were all thinking about the end of the Summer League and how to get out of here and focus on our next step in our careers. It was pretty much a Bronny on tour show, he said.
Dalton Connect.
You think so?
Dalton Connect. Because if it wasn't, they wouldn't have said a player from the Lakers. Dalton Connect is on the team.
Yeah.
And he's going to play. And watching them play, they did not set up a lot of plays for him. Like if he's going to be the player that they're going to need to come in and be kind of like a Austin Reeves filler.
Yeah.
You going to draw a plays for your best player to come in off the bench. I mean, in the summer
to see what he can do.
Like when D'Angelo Russell was there, when the other guy that was there, their number 2 pick, overall pick, Lonzo Ball. They had the ball in the summer league. All the players that you're trying to prepare for the regular season, you're gonna get them reps. I didn't see that with Dalton Connect. A lot of games he didn't even play.
Yeah.
And those words were spoken from a 24-year-old person.
Yeah, that was.
You see what I'm saying? Those wasn't
those
wasn't kids. A kid wouldn't have said that.
No, because that came from an athlete that sound like he was promised a lot of attention, a lot of that's
and feel he deserved more because of what he put in college. Like y'all doing this with this dude, he averaged 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Boy, I was the SEC Player of the Year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and
that's
it's
definitely Dalton Connect
because that sounds like he was on a date with his girl, but then his girl's best friend shows up. So now he done took all the light.
Bro, that was definitely Dalton Connect, bro. Y'all can't tell me no different. That sounds like a 24-year-old dude that was pissed about not getting his shots up.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll see, because
it makes sense.
Here's the thing: they'll say it does, and they'll say anonymous, but the reporter is going to be asked like who it was by the league higher ups, and if you want to keep your credential, you're going to say unless you're one of those top tier reporters, the Adam Schefters, the Sham Charnier, those guys.
Whoa,
yeah, Woj. If you ain't one of them, you better give up. Who said it?
I mean, at this point, it don't matter. We know who said it. Because none of those other players on that team should have even had the right to even speak like that.
Yeah.
He's the only other guy that should have been able to say something. He was their first pick.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He went 17th. So if I'm the 17th pick and you're not drawing up plays for me, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But everything is centered around Bron.
Okay.
That don't make sense. we know who it was.
All right. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we have a Talk About It segment. We'll get to it. Plus, our Hater Love It. We'll be right back. This is the W Show.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show, use hashtag Talk About It, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. We have a hashtag Talk About It today. It was sent by Charles Davis on Instagram at Charles C. Davis. And he said shirts with printed sweat stains are being sold for $350. So a fashion brand, LGN, is selling shirts with printed on sweat stains for $350. So high-end fashion with worn look. I'm trying to find out what you guys think about this because this is the new wave, I guess.
Kanye is gonna pay for what he did to the fashion industry. Because what? Why?
What did he do?
Because this, what's the reason behind this?
It's just that's a fashion brand.
That's not cool. Like,
I could deal with this part, but I can't deal with this part. Like, I'd probably rock the sweatshirt with that, but it don't look like sweat. But then the underarm part, I don't know. Yeah, that's too much for me.
Yeah, it looks kind of weird. Q, would you wear that?
No. I'm in the fashion.
And for $350 though.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Kanye has to pay, like, for all of his crimes, because there's no.
No, I'm not wearing that.
No,
yeah,
it don't even look like a real sweat stain.
No, that's why I said the sweater one don't look that bad.
But then it has on a couple of it has some underarm stains too.
Oh, I'm Bob Cousy on that.
It just looked like one of those laid back.
Like, you just have to work out to get that.
Exactly.
It's not a.
That's all you got to go do. Get your in the gym.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our.
That's a hated or love it right there. That's a hated it.
Let's get to our hated or love it segment.
Hated it. It's that time for Love It or Hate It. Hate it. If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, first up, our sneakers of the week this week. We have the Air Jordan 4 wet cements.
Love them.
Love them. I like those too.
Yeah.
I like those.
These are the first sneakers I really liked on sneakers of the week in a while.
The Air Max 186 Mystic Reds. I like those.
They're decent.
Those dope.
I like Air Maxes.
I like those.
Yeah, they're decent.
So the Meta A6 Gel Light collab, the 3 OG Trico 2024s. You like
I
those?
like those.
Oh,
I
okay.
like those.
They're Olympic edition too.
I like those.
Y'all looking at me?
Yeah, because they're Olympic edition. You know?
I mean, if they give them to me, I'll
And
wear
it go
'em.
with Central. It go with Central's colors.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying? Got the little Central Eagle
that is Blue Eagle coded.
All right, the Nike Air more up tempo Olympics. These are they brought these back out. These are more the classic.
Are those the fave colorway of this shoe, or is it the black and
The
white?
classic
Gotta be the black
ones.
and white.
The classic.
Gotta be the black and
Yeah.
white.
These were the Pippins. So Pippin wore these, made these famous
are
in the
not the
Olympics.
Pippins.
They are the Pippins,
They're
man.
not the Pippins.
They had
bro.
Pippin, Jawan Howard, and then
They were the
Reggie
Pippins.
Miller.
They're
These
not
are the Pippins.
Pippins.
Yeah.
They're
They
just
were-
shoes that he wore.
no,
No, I'm serious. They're
I
not-
know.
Those are not.
But we call them Pippins.
Oh, really?
Nike call them Pippin. Well, I'm gonna
You
call them
thought-
Pippin.
he- no,
I
'cause
thought they
you
were
Yeah, a lot of
because
people
I
did.
had the Pippins with the little wave
with the
on the
waves
side on
them.
them.
Those said Pip on the back. Those are just shoes that he wore. That
Really?
made famous. Yes.
I think all the time I thought those were Pippins.
No,
Okay.
those were.
Yeah.
And
They
it's a lot of shoes that we thought was like people's shoe, but it wasn't.
Like the
that.
phone posits, those pennies, even though they had 1 cent, they weren't actually the pennies.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Did you know that?
those were
No.
pennies. No, hold on, wait. It's the one. It's the shoe that had the one in the back on the little flap.
Yeah.
Those weren't pennies.
Phone pod, the original ones. Before they became the pennies, the ones that came out, they were
with the blue.
no, with they originally came out the black ones.
Yeah,
the
the
first
black
$200
ones.
Yeah,
shoe.
with the
Yeah.
one on the back.
Yeah.
Those weren't pennies,
Yeah.
but we thought
Really?
they were because it had the one on the back.
Yeah.
And those Deion Sanders, those wasn't Deion Sanders either.
No, because that was everybody. It was like Deion Sanders, Bruce Smith. They had a lot of people.
A lot of people thought those.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese help WNBA merch sales grow by a staggering amount. Hate it or love it.
Love it.
All right, so they helped jersey sales go up about 200% with T-shirts and other merch. What do you think about this? The women's wave that is happening now across all sports.
I want a jersey. I want one. I just
Caitlin Clark.
Angel. I'm from LSU. What you think?
Yeah.
Hey, what's wrong with you, man?
The Bayou Barbie. The Bayou Barbie.
Like
But
what?
I gotta go with my girl.
All right, Canadians women's soccer coach is removed from Olympics after a drone controversy. So the Canadian Olympic Committee has removed the national women's soccer coach as a remainder of the Paris Games for allegedly using a drone to spy on an opponent. So the person that actually flew the drone is going to be imprisoned for 8 months.
They can't have drones over there.
Not to spy on the another team to get
Was
their
she
plays.
necessarily spying though? For real?
They
And
said
you get
Are they
8
just
months
saying
in
it?
prison for that?
8 months.
At the
cheating.
Olympics.
It's Canadian. In Canada, the rules are different.
But they're not in Canada.
I know, but it's still a part because
That's
of
crazy.
the rules. I guess they had to sign
Y'all
some
strict
documents
around here.
Yeah.
I would be like, the rule in France is
Right.
Catch me if you
what?
they're
can.
not in Canada.
Hey, I was about to make a joke, but it's too soon. It's too soon.
All right.
It's too soon.
EA Sports made $66 million off of early access to college football 25. So EA Sports made
Crazy.
$66 million off of 2.2 million people paying $30 for early access to college football 25 in 3 days.
Crazy.
And that game looks really real.
And them players only got $600 each.
What?
Nah.
Yep.
They better up that, up the skull.
I'm sure some of them got a little bit more.
Yeah. How can people get in contact with you if they want to train, if they want to, just get in contact with you in general?
There's a page on Instagram called Top Tier Speed and Performance.
Mhm.
And then they can also hit me up at the Mona Lee on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I don't usually use Twitter, but all my hashtags are the same. Like
Okay.
everything has got Mona Lee in it, so you can find me anywhere with those.
Well, before we get out of here, I want to ask you too, who do you have winning the 100 this year?
Shakiri.
Shakiri?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
A dog.
What about the hurdles?
For women,
Yeah.
I'm always gonna go with an American at the Olympics.
Okay.
Any other meet, maybe somebody else, but
Yeah.
I'm always go for USA every time.
Okay.
So I mean, they better prove me right.
It's like, prove me right.
I would be a great coach, right?
Yeah.
Of course. You got experience.
That's motivation.
You got experience. On another note, shout out to my nephew, Peyton.
Yeah.
Your son.
Yeah.
Okay. He's playing in this second
He's playing
Mocan
this
baseball game.
second Mocan All-State game. Yep.
All-State.
2 games
Home
today.
run derby.
2 games today. He's doing a home run derby tomorrow. So yeah, I told him go out there, have fun, but you got to eat.
Yep.
You got to eat.
It's time to go eat.
Yeah, 12 of you. Yeah. And people want to train with you. How can they get in contact with you?
_ better by day _ on Instagram. DM me. You want to get better? I'm your guy.
All right. Can I shoot better than you?
Absolutely not.
On that note, we appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. Remember, use #TalkAboutIt, and we would talk about whatever topic you want. Hit us up on social media at The W Show KC on all social media platforms, 100.1 FM, The W Show. We are out of here until next week. Peace.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.